Hello and welcome to episode 5 of our Timberborn 1.0 full release playthrough with Folktales faction here in Cycle 6, Day 2. We have a lot of good stuff that we've gotten done in the past couple of episodes, but as always, the impending doom by way of Badwater Apocalypse is, possibly going to happen soon. Don't know exactly when. But I've got a couple ideas to fix that, or at least make the problem a little bit less terrible. And you guys had some good thoughts on that as well. But we do have some problems that we do have to take care of pretty immediately. Let's come back down here to this tunnel, where we have 3, 6, 9, we have 12 tunnels that have not yet been constructed. One of which is already basically complete, just has to be actually built out all the way. And I only have 14 more pieces of explosives. So, as a number of you have commented, we do need to address that. And we also have all of this over here that I've been attempting to get blasted out for whenever we have a bad tide, which is probably going to be sometime soon. So we need to be making literally any amount of dynamite, pumping literally any amount of bad water. So thankfully, one of the good things that's happened as a result of all this accumulating up here is that we have bad water that is much closer than it has ever been. We don't really have a great path to get up here, but we're going to need to start pumping it pretty soon, and we're going to need to start making more dynamite. So what's going to happen, I think, if we come back down here, that was not the right level, there we go. What's probably going to happen, one is I don't need this to be a tunnel, because that would just be a waste of resources when I can just, dump that stuff down. This one also doesn't need to be a tunnel that can just be blasted when the time comes. But instead of focusing on blowing this out wider to prepare for the avalanche of nasty when that comes out, we can, as you guys suggested, come over here and, assuming we can get past the ruins here, we'd have to harvest those, just, drill a hole right here and let it slowly drain out. And that would not be an issue whatsoever with the amount of space to the side that we've got here. It would result in some of our beavers becoming contaminated, but for the benefit of everyone, and with the help of an herbalist and a little bit of medication, we might be able to make that slightly tolerable. Now, we're not growing dandelions. We can plant some. And we don't have any paper, but we can make it. We're just not quite there yet. If we get the thing that's about to go off, then, I love that sound. Then we will have to accelerate this. But let's just hope we're going to get at least another couple of cycles before we have to truly worry about it. There's also over here some of these natural overhangs that are 2x1s. We scroll down, we do see that these are actually overhangs that we could come up here and get rid of. And once that's opened up, if this does start overtopping, then it would go down first. And then this, of course... Actually, you know what? We don't need to do that, because I can just take these natural dams out. Even then, no, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because this is, what, 0.65 or 0.667 or whatever it is height on this level here, and that goes all the way out to here. So this isn't ever going to flood. Not into my colony, at least. It's just going to be, it's going to be kind of suboptimal. So there's different things we can do to make it go down a little bit faster, maybe. But I do think this one is slightly more important. And unfortunately, we don't have all of the dynamite we need to make this happen. I don't think there's any more dynamite around the map. But to be fair, I have not really looked. We do have some water in various other locations. I wonder if it's going to show me. Reserve warehouse, explosives, berries, reserve tanks. We have, I guess, this one we haven't done anything with. We have another one with planks we haven't done. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's focus our efforts for at least a little bit of time. We're going to talk about this, don't worry. Let's focus our efforts at least for the next little while on getting some bad water. I do want to have a pretty short path to get in there. But until we have a bad tide, I can't get bad water any other way than coming up here. So, I think it's going to be easiest for us to just go straight up here on this path we already have going. Going to have to do a little bit of finagling with platforms and staircases, but I think that is going to be worth it in the long run. Let's just, let's give them some options for getting up here. Is that, okay, that's just one deep, that's fine. I do want to try and maintain access to some of these flat areas when possible. Not always an easy thing to do if we do want straight lines. So we'll get to some of this stuff. Just gonna have to take a little bit of time here to get this all situated. Let's come down this side. Yeah, that's gonna be fine right there. And then I need to find a spot where I could actually get a pump. Probably right about here would make sense. Again, this is just going down here because this is a spot I know it'll fit. Straight down, straight down, straight down. And then back behind here to give us the space. So we have not unlocked this. We do have the science. And we do have the materials to some degree. We do have to make some more gears and all that. But getting... you know what? It's actually not exactly what I was looking for here. I did want this to be on this tile so I could also go this way. And we will probably have to just kind of deal with this being suboptimal. Well, we know this level's probably not ever going down until we can actually drain this, but I do want this to go... Come on, there we go. I do want this to go down 2. If at all possible. We can start with that. And then, no, get out of here. I did want to put in a storage for bad water right here so this guy doesn't have to go absolutely everywhere. So let's just do that. I know we haven't gotten everything taken care of to actually make this build possible yet, but if I put it out now, then we'll be able to at least deal with it. There was some discussion about the fill valve. Obviously, I did not consider this, but the target height needs to be reduced so that it's not constantly overtopping the dams here. The dams also need to be replaced with floodgates. But given the other problems we have right now, I don't think that's really that much of a concern. I just want them to be able to do this. Obviously, they have to get all the pieces everywhere. And yes, we do have a shortage of builders. I will research the builder's hut. We will find some location, even if it's not, you know, extremely perfect, for that to go. Get that hooked up and make this a priority so that we could actually, you know, have the beavers in here. So, we're getting there. There's no more scrap metal over here, so that guy doesn't need to be there. And what we can do instead, since we already have this path, and I know a couple of you at the very least have mentioned this and want me to do something about it, let's send somebody down here so we can get access to this spot. And if I put the scavenger flag right here, the very first thing that they have to be able to do as a scavenger is grab from this. And as soon as that's opened up, then we can get back here and we can put in a tunnel or 2. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, for right now, hit pause on all of these tunnels. I'm not going to, you know, stop it, but I'm going to hit pause on these so that we can commit the explosives and the extract to here first. I don't want these to actually be finished yet, so we're going to have to pay very close attention. But I want to be able to pop these when the time is right. I want to make sure I have stuff saved. See, these are also not exactly something we need to be worried about right now. Just one of those things that would be nice to have. This right here, depending on if we're going to have a bad tide this cycle or not, is a much bigger concern. So I've got that needs explosives. So we're at 3 explosives that we need. 4, 5, no, not 5, 4 and 5 there. And then when you count the stuff that's underneath where the stairs are, and the fact that I have to blast this down as well, we need another 4, so we're already at 9, and we only have 8. And then all of this stuff, it's it's very obvious that we have a tremendous need for stuff that we aren't able to fulfill at this point in time. These two right here are the most important ones because that's going to open some sort of channel for diversion, even if it's not perfect. And then I'm going to consider that to be important as well. The rest of these get to be reduced to normal priority. I know I can definitely put at least 3 there. And then we're going to see. We're going to see what happens. Again, I'm going to have to make very, very good use of paying attention to this. So that's going to be something. But I think this is probably about the best I can do, all things considered, without it turning into an absolute just nightmare. So, triple speed it is. We do have pine resin. We're not ready to have the wood workshop running, but we're closer than we've ever been. We do need to have the gear workshop first. Make sure these guys can do what they need to do. Probably don't need to be so worried about them being in the inventors here, but right now we have a surplus anyway, so I don't think that matters. This builder's hut is going to be really helpful, like I said. We have no scrap metal, so we don't need this smelter on. We can manually pause it, get another beaver, and for right now, I think it's going to make more sense to put them in the hauling post. Even though we only have 33 adults, we have 8 beavers as haulers, we do want to make sure that we can take care of as much of that as we can. There is somewhere, there's one up here, and I think somebody made mention of another, one of the big satellite dish ones at the edge of the map, but I do not know where it is. Science, here it is. Down in the badwater. Okay, well, we're probably not going to be getting to that, maybe ever, unless we're truly desperate for 3,000 science. But keep in mind, we've also got the observatory that's actually making science at a decent pace. So, we do have options. We've got things we can do. We've got things we need to do that we probably aren't doing. But I'm feeling a lot better about all of this. I just need these two to be done. Maybe I need this to be a lower priority because that was placed before. Yeah. I'm going to make these 3 lower priority. Just so we can be absolutely sure we get all of our stuff. So that's going there. That's going there. I'm not going to detonate this until we, actually need to. But I want to be prepared. So now we've got way down here. Nope. They haven't started doing this yet. Okay, well, let's make that a priority. Let's get them in here. I know we're jumping around a lot, but there's a lot to take care of, and I want to make sure I try and hit as much of this as I can. I know it's very frustrating when you leave a comment and I don't get to your stuff, or it seems like I'm ignoring it. Just know there's a ton of them. I absolutely cannot do absolutely everything. That's too many absolutelys, but I hope you can understand. I do genuinely appreciate everybody who gives ideas and suggestions. I'm never going to be able to do everything. I do have to make use of whatever is going to actually fit in a video. So, we've got this one right here. In theory, should be, yeah, look at that. Right to the perfect spot that I was hoping for this entire time. And it looks like, based on our unemployment numbers, we've got that other builder's hut open. I'm going to have to come back to this probably pretty soon, but I want to check on... No, this isn't done yet. Okay, well, where are they working then? Where are these beavers going? Unless we just had others die or something. No. Doesn't look like it. They haven't even started. They haven't even started this yet. Well, it is what it is. I suppose that is probably the most important thing. They've gotten these in, which is good. That's what I wanted. Yeah, they just need a couple more logs, and there we go. So now, our 2 vacancies, remember, are not really that important because they're just the inventors that are the slush things. Down to 20. Oh, they're building the wood fences. So for all of this, I do need to make note that these are, theoretically defeating the purpose of what I was trying to do here by blasting this further down. But hey, we don't have the dynamite anyway, so I don't know that it really matters. That's at 21. I think we can leave that alone for at least one more day. 3 unstaffed buildings. Oh, I didn't connect the... I didn't connect the thing there. Okay, well that's definitely my fault. I've got the science, and I have the metal. I don't really have the gears yet to make a large tank, but we do need to get into building larger tanks. Well, we have 1,000 water for 35 adult beavers. I think we're going to be okay on normal mode. I don't think we need to be worried about that, but we will expand that. We'll be okay. No, I also forgot to put a little pile here for these guys, but this is theoretically about to be completely uninhabitable as soon as I pop this. But that, of course, is in service of the much larger goal of, you know, not having this completely wipe out the entire save. But we don't have that long before this is going to be tall enough to, you know, creep over the top of here. So any amount of preparation we can do is going to be our best friend. Okay, this guy could probably use a helper here. Yeah, because this is going to be functionally impossible for us to do much of anything else once this pops up. So we should probably, as much as I hate to say it, we should probably get rid of the plank storage here before it becomes completely flooded with poison. But it's also, you know, it's day 8. We do have at least another couple of days before we could have a potential bad tide, so we don't necessarily have to be super worried. If it is a bad tide, then this is going to overtop probably this cycle. If it's not, then yeah, we probably don't need to super worry about it. I know it's not the most exciting thing watching me monitor this, but we need to make sure everything is looking okay. Food is still alright. This is fine. We've done pretty much everything we can do for the time being with regard to that. This is down to 6 scrap metal. So I'm imagining sometime during day 9 they're going to start bringing materials in here, and I do need to make sure they at least get the dynamite and the extract in. The planks, we're not going to have a problem with the planks probably ever again. But I do need to make sure those rare resources are there, so I have them if I need to pop this. Alright, beavers. Come and do your thing. Of course, this one's going to work on something else that's within range, but the idea being that you have 2 of them right here. As soon as this one stops working, this one can pop over to that one, which we should see him do in... There we go, just a moment. Well, you caught the front end of a coughing fit there. I think we're good. This is now connected, which means this here and this here get to be priority number 1. So, in my infinite wisdom, which it should be made abundantly, I'm so sorry, I am going to have to pause and cough in a little bit, but this is bad because this just got popped out and absolutely nobody was prepared, including me, who left this on triple speed and did not expect them to have everything all at once. Maybe I need to retire. That might actually be what needs to happen here. I don't know. But the tunnel's open. I'm not going to get these guys back in here to finish this, because they're going to be a really, really bad spot here pretty quick. But the tunnel's open. For better or for worse. It's ready to go. Oh, boy. At the very least, we do have these blockages here. And we have the thorns here that are going to prevent us from getting to the blockages. But I don't want to get rid of these right now anyway, because that maybe is going to keep some of it going over here. Oh, that's not how I wanted this to go. Well, you know, I don't do do-overs on this, so, you know, you get to call me a moron, that's fine. it's not the end of the world if Badwater ends up coming over here, but if that does happen, we will need to take these stairs out and put platforms in. I'm just hoping these beavers now can, you know, get away from all the Badwater here. I guess we're gonna see. You better run. You better run, man. Because it's over. It's over down here. No. Okay, you leave. Don't do that. So, hooray. I guess we're stress testing this now. Okay, we got Badwater coming in here. It is making its way, you know, over here. I hate that this is at night, because we're not really going to be able to see anything. I guess you triple speed through this for a little bit. I am very interested to see if this comes over the top here, or if our single tile of throughput is going to restrict it enough where it can also go that way. Well, that answers that question. So, hooray, I guess. So, yeah, it's, this is like 3 days in a row I've done something incredibly stupid in these videos. And I know you guys are tired of it, I'm sorry. But at the very least, we can try to prevent the beavers from getting completely contaminated here. Because I don't even have any amount of contamination defense set up. Oh well. I wanted to pop this early. You guys wanted me to pop it early. I just didn't want it to be that early. So here we go. We just get to see this, you know, make its way through here in real time. Kill some of these trees. These guys thankfully can't go down here in the poison because I took the stairs away. And, yeah, some of it is going out that way. Look at it churning here. I really wish I could have put the tunnels in. Well, let's think here. Let's think here. They should be able to build this from up top. But I'm very afraid that if I, you know, don't take the stairs away, they're going to try to come down here and do it in the Badwater. So, in the spirit of protecting the beavers from themselves, I'm going to take that away. I'm going to unpause this tunnel and unpause this tunnel, since it clearly doesn't matter anymore where we're getting our Badwater from when we go to pump it, since we have not started at all coming over here. Oh man, let's just not do that. Let's not do that anymore. Let's take advantage of, you know, the opportunity that we've been given and put in put in Badwater pumps closer to where we're actually working with stuff. Do I want to? No, that's not going to fit. I'm going to choose to embrace this as an opportunity and just put one there. And then I'm going to put a... No, that's not going to fit. Then I'm going to put a Badwater tank right here. This should be a lot more doable. Should be a lot more doable. Alright, so triple speed it is. Get these things under construction and make it so that we can hopefully avoid a complete and utter collapse when these things go off, whenever that is. Look at them go. Look at that. It's going down. So these, in theory, if I can get down to the exact spot. That says it's too far from a district, but it's directly on top of this. They should be able to reach down to do that, no? Did I accidentally disconnect the paths, or okay, no, they actually can't. They can't get down here because they have to do it from that level. Well, is what it is. It's gonna be okay. Maybe. We'll see. Ugh. Let's focus on getting these done before anything gets worse. Well, now that that's happened, we can at least maybe put a little bit more focus on solving some of these other issues. I do need to make dynamite. We've established. Will it be able to be used over here? Maybe not. Maybe not. But we do need to have that building unlocked. And I guess right here, that's not going to connect. Why did I build this like this? What kind of nutcase designed this? Well, we don't need the smelter anyway because there's nothing left over here. Do I want to have that there? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just put this here because that is, you know, that's what we were doing. I'm going to want to have a warehouse, although it doesn't have to be up there. It could be down here. There we go. Just so we have somewhere to put something. Dynamite can go down there. Just get this popped in that way. I can have something else on top of this if we really wanted it. This isn't overtopping. This is fine. We haven't really killed anything of supreme importance. This actually does a good job of keeping this separate. I think we can live with that. Well, let's take another look at these notes here, because I'm sure I've already ruined half of what I wanted to do by setting that off early, but... we talked about doing the pumps, automated to a weather sensor, I think, for right now. That's not that big of a deal, because we have the fill valve set to 0.65, and, of course, this is going to be flowing through here at tremendous speed during a temperate cycle, but this should help keep things relatively good. I've got this. I can raise the height one more block if I really felt like it. But I think, honestly, just leaving this alone for right now is going to be totally fine. We've got a lot of science, so that's really encouraging. Water is good. We do need more water storage. And since we have the science and we're actually making gears, kind of, I'm going to go ahead and unlock the large tank. And... well, right here is probably not a bad spot for it. I don't really have a good spot for it. At some point I'm going to want or need a tank for the bad water and stuff over here. And then we're going to want a, what do you call it? Centrifuge. We'll figure it out. Anyway, this seems to be a good enough spot for water storage. Just go ahead and start building a big one. Just keep this thing going as long as we can. Okay, so we're getting a drought, which is going to mercifully not force us to do anything with this quite yet. And is also going to give us a chance for this to drain a little bit. But concerningly, this level has actually increased. I did not think it would do that. So we're gonna be in an interesting position here, where we need to expand the drain bit, or else this is only going to continue to increase during temperate cycles and bad tides until the stuff detonates. But I can't reach this because it doesn't have a straight path all the way down. If I click down to here. These, of course, are accessible, but there's the overhang here. And the only way to make that work is going to be to get beavers over here on this ledge. And yeah, that's going to be the only way to do it. I can either do that there, or I can do I can get rid of this one here, and that's going to require that they take the same kind of path I'd already kind of designed here. Design being a very loose term. Let's restructure this. Let's take this out. And let's get these guys to still come over here. And since I know we have at least a little bit of dynamite, let's have them take this out. They can't get to this no matter what unless they're down there, but I'd like to not send them down there. Oh, now this is going down. Alright, well, I guess that makes me a not truther. Yeah, we'll just have them come up here and take care of this. It's not that big of a deal. Making good progress on this. We do need more gears. That has been known. It's not a great idea to be having all this processing happen over here, and we do need... Oh, this wasn't... I forgot these have multiple recipes now. I think we're going to need to, or want to... Need is a very strong word. But I think we are going to want to have a gear workshop or two over here. I even have a storage right here for it, so let's do that. Let's put these three things over here, and then we can save the power. Well, we're not going to have any power during a drought anyway from the wheel, but we can save more of that power for food processing should we want to get into doing stuff with wheat. And then all of that other fun stuff. Because the wheat flour and the cattail flour, of course, are useful for bread and for cattail crackers, and then for the maple pastries. We're not quite there yet. We probably should be. But it does make much more sense for all of our industrial wood stuff to not be over here. And wow, they built that quick. Alright, well, you know what? Just in time for this not to be the ideal setup for, well, any of this. So this now, once this stops flowing in over the top of this dam, which I actually could just shove all the way up, it'll stop surge flooding momentarily. This fill valve is going to help us out. If I can click on it, come on. Yeah, this is going to keep this at 0.65 when these can still keep pumping, which of course is one of the goals that we have. This is on still, going to 0.65. It should... Yeah, it should toggle on and off for a little while, and we shouldn't have much sloshing through here. I think that could just be leftover. I could also lower it to 0.6 and honestly would have more or less the same effect, just with a little bit less sloshing. I think that's good. Alright, yep, they are... Oh, it's too far from a district because somebody didn't connect the pathway. Wonder how that happened. Or probably, more accurately, disconnected the pathway. So, you know, for all of my paranoia about this being a really, really bad thing, apparently it was going to be fine all along, because we've lost 1.5 tiles of height in the past 2 days. Well, we're going to be okay. We're making more dynamite. We're storing it down here. I can actually get this fully taken care of. Let's K for kaboom. Take those stairs away. I do still have 88 extract, which is going to be very, very helpful. Grab those. Very good. Yeah. We're going to be okay. Just a little road bump. Road bump, speed bump on the road. Oh boy. Too many beavers. We have extra capacity for water, which is a very good thing. We need more food storage, and that's one of the things that I want to start doing. Hopefully soon, I want to make a little food storage area that might actually look decent. Where is going to be the best place to do that? You know, we actually have right here potentially a good spot. If I put this... I know it's not perfectly symmetrical. It's going to be okay. But if I were to do just 2 like that, we could also build out around. We could go back in here. We can do all sorts of stuff to make something that looks kind of interesting, while also not being, you know, completely stupid. That's 6 different types of food. For right now, we only have 3. But we have potential. And it's always nice to make stuff that looks good, or at least doesn't look bad, depending on your individual sensibilities. But this would be a decent start. Be something we can be pretty proud of. I can do dynamite here, and then that'll allow us to put in a couple of these tanks. Not that we have any other stuff to drink except water, but I think it's going to be okay. We'll just put one here and then one over here when we actually get around to getting all that stuff finished. But in terms of food, we can have... Well, we don't really need a storage for berries, but because we have berries, I might as well move them around. We have this so we can take out... We got carrots. We got sunflower seeds. We got grilled potatoes, not baked potatoes. They are grilled. And then we have these 5 other types of food we don't have yet. We have not planted any chestnut trees. We probably should have a grove of those for food, and I feel like this would be a good place to do it once the berry bushes are removed. And that's going to require that we have a forester over in this area. This is also a good place to grow trees, so let's do that. Let's put that there. Doesn't mean we have to get rid of this stuff, but you know, we're doing what we can. Did they get up here yet? Okay, I do want to watch this when this happens. This is actually drained almost everything from behind the dam. I don't even need to do this. I guess if it's not being constantly filled by more power than the hole can put out, then it's probably actually fine. But we're going to want this to be here. Because these, or at least this one here, and then whenever this other one turns on. I'm assuming they're about a strength of 3 each, and that is more than enough to fill, one of those is more than enough to fill this hole. So having 2 of those is going to be very, very good. So now that's in range. This, of course, is not. And we're going to be in less than halfway into the drought. We're going to be already perfectly set, good to go, and I get to feel maybe a little bit less ridiculous about how this has gone. The other good thing is that once this is fully drained, which it should be in less than a day, we can actually send beavers back in to finish making that tunnel and future-proof this. Future-proof being a very optimistic term, of course. But yeah, here we are exactly halfway through the drought. And this is all but finished. And that just got blown up. Yeah, so we're obviously going to have a little bit of backflow here. But this is not going to be that big of a deal to get finished, folks. And the bad water has stopped flowing through here. This is already safer, set up, ready to go. But we are not that far away from having this be actually a decent opportunity here, instead of a thing to be worried about. It's funny how that works, isn't it? Okay for kaboom. I've got other materials. I don't have a lot of logs right now. We can cut a bunch of this down. Not worried about that. But I do want this to be set up. Let's make, of course, water here. Long term, maple syrup. Let's just go ahead and get that. That's not something they can drink. Never mind. We'll just make it water for now. I'm getting too far ahead of myself. Let's see. Grilled potatoes. And then we're probably going to have grilled chestnuts. You know what? Maybe not. Maybe not, because the chestnut trees take, what, 24 days to grow? No, that's a maple. 23 days to grow, and then another 8 days for chestnuts. So we're at least, on normal mode, we're like 2 cycles away. Any of these chestnut trees? They are oak trees. Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. We know chestnuts, we're going to go here. Let's get these thorns removed. Let's come over here and check this. Okay, this is dry. And it's going to remain dry for some time. Let's get these unpaused. We do have another 2 days for them to do this. These are paused. No, they're not paused. They need to have a staircase to get over here. And I need to have this... we're going to be kind of limited on the amount of this that we can get done. They do have to, unfortunately, make their way all the way over here. But I think we're going to be okay. Let's turn that back on. I know we're deficient on beaver quantities. We're going to work on that. I'm going to put a triple lodge here, probably, as soon as this is gone, but beavers are now injuring themselves. I don't have enough medical beds. Okay, where am I going to put one of those? Yeah, let's just put 2 more of those right there. That's probably fine. And did they get over here to do any of this? Okay, of course those are going to be the priority. Well, it's fine. We don't have a lot of builders because the deficit is currently too strong. Let's help that out. Let's just pause these. Get some more beavers back in the builder's hut. I don't think we need to have 8 of those. There we go. I think we're okay. I mean, it's normal mode. We're never going to be in mortal danger with any of this. But there are still concerns. This guy needs to have something to do. Maples would be great to have nearby for syrup harvesting purposes. We do have the tapper shack over here. I'm not going to plant any maples over here. I also don't have a forester over here. So why don't we take these lumberjack flags away since they're already paused? Maples are going to take us 40 days to get what we want here. Let's just start planting a bunch of maples, and then I guess this can be chestnuts on this side. I do want to make sure that this is taken care of appropriately. Just give these guys something to do. Now, over here... Yeah, see, I don't know that they're going to be able to get all of this taken care of. But we know that this, for right now, is actually working out fine. So what if we bypassed... Okay, they can't get over to that one, but they can get to this one. That's going to make sure this drains immediately, just tremendously faster. But maybe we don't want that because this... Oh, I'm so indecisive. You know what? Never mind. We're just gonna pause that. This is going to be a much better use of our time and resources, getting that taken care of, and I think that's about all we can hope for. Just need these guys to get that accomplished, and we'll be okay. That doesn't need to be set to obtain anymore. I just want these done. And these guys might actually get some badwater. I don't remember why I couldn't figure out what that was called. And 24-hour workday. Surprise. You got to do overtime so everyone can survive. I just need them to take care of this. Would be very helpful. These all waiting for explosives? Almost. Yeah, okay. I just need a little bit more. I know this is about to get bad water in it. It might take another half a day for this to fill up enough to be a problem. Here comes cycle 7. Yeah, we just have a little tiny bit of stuff that's got to get done. Just a little tiny bit. Now set it off. Somebody come set it off. I know we're all very tired. We're all very proud of your sacrifice, but hurry up or else everyone is going to get poisoned. That's not a threat. It's a promise. I realize that sounds worse. Anyway. Oh, that's been taken care of. These are paused. No, they're not paused. Do we have time? Do we have time to do these? We absolutely do. Because this is it's going to take another half a day. Oh, but they're all on 24-hour. They're all on 24-hour work hours because somebody was a masochist here. All right, back to 18. Provided they can, you know, get the rest of this in here. Just set it off. Just set it off. Just set it off. It's about to be very, very, very bad time over here. All right, I think the clock is up. All right, is anyone even in the area? They are not. So you are... Oh no, you're carrying the explosives. Alright. If I do that, it is well beyond range. They should not continue. Oh, you absolute fools. I cannot allow you to do that. No more stairs. Yeah, turn back around. There you go. Well... You know, I get comments pretty often from people saying that they appreciate the way that I do videos because it shows them what not to do. And that's not necessarily my intention, but I'm glad that you can learn from my mistakes. Like, I never claim to be perfect with these, right? I'm just having a good time playing the game online, and I'm just a regular dude. I'm not some genius or whatever. I just, you know, I just play with a lot of beavers. So I'm glad that you can get some sort of benefit from it. Just know that I do try to keep this as honest as I can so that you can see the process behind if I do make a dumb mistake, like I have made several times in this playthrough already. You can gain something from that. Okay, these double dynamites can be K for kaboomed. And then this can come out, and then I can put a single dynamite here. And then that is going to be, hopefully, the last thing we need to have our bad tide proof diversion set up here. And I guess this is also... Oh, this guy's had nothing to do, huh? Alright, well, go do something else. I needed to put in additional beaver storage. So I do need to take the berries out of this reserve warehouse. It's already halfway full. Well, for now, since I don't have anything else going in here, I might as well just have additional grilled potatoes on this side and additional berry storage. I want to empty this. I want to remove it, and I want to put housing here. Is the whole reason why I'm doing this. So this is emptying a little bit. Let's make sure. There we go. 0. Reserve warehouse. Neat little building. Thanks for being here. But it's time for you to go. Yes, I did open storage first looking for housing because I called it beaver storage. No, that is not normal. Yes, I have concerns. It's okay. Oh, man. I forgot this was going to be a thing. Well, we'll fix it later. Let's unlock this roofing piece. Put that up there. That's going to give us 9 additional beds. Should help our population go up quite a bit. We're waiting on this. I was going to say something about the relays and the sensors and everything. Long term, yes. The better solution is to have the contamination sensor much closer up here. The reason this is an OR gate and not an AND gate is because this is the one that detects when the contamination comes in, and this is the one that's supposed to detect when the contamination goes out. Wait, oh man. You know what? Forget it. I'm not going to say it on video because I'm going to get it wrong. Just know that I thought about this for like 5 hours today, and God, I thought I had figured it out. Oh man. Well, anyway, it's this is supposed to turn on if either input is on and keep the gate up. The reason this one is supposed to be closer, I know I just said I'm not going to talk about it, and then I kept talking about it. The reason this one is right here is so that when the clean water gets pushed through, this will be one of the first spots that is going to be uncontaminated. But it's also not going to be able to let any bad water in if we still have contamination over here because we're going to have stuff pushing in from this side. It's going to swirl around, I think, maybe. And let this make sense. I'm sorry, man. And I know there's so many of you that are just unbelievably frustrated that I can't grasp this. Please understand, my brain does not work like yours. And that's probably, for you, a very good thing. But I'm for all of you who don't understand how this works, I'm here for you. I'm with you. We are on the same boat. We will figure it out. It just might take me a little bit more time. It is, I really don't have a mind for this. K for kaboom. Alright, diversion done. No matter what, even if I have to manually intervene so this doesn't become a complete and utter ecological disaster, we have a path. And it will be okay. We've already proven that this can dispose of mass quantities of... No, I'm thinking of cone heads. We can destroy mass quantities of bad water by shoveling it off the edge of the map by way of the hole there. That, hopefully, is enough of a problem-solving thing. Okay, day 3. Food is going down very, very, very quickly. We need to have beavers back in the farmhouses. That was a temporary thing to boost our numbers of builders and everything. So that is slowly improving. We don't need these lumber mills here anymore. We can get rid of this. We actually, for how this is right now, we probably don't even want to have any buildings that are actually consuming power over here unless it was a grist mill. Which we don't have a need for because we don't have anything to grind. So I'm going to get rid of this, and this, and this, and this. And this. I believe it's going to make much more sense for us to route this path around this way. Get rid of these berry bushes that we've already picked, because, you know, the folktails don't really need them. Except to make, what do you call it? Oh, here comes that surging again. Antidote. Which, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and make one of these. Are we gonna need a ton of it? No, we're really not. But we're gonna be glad that we had it just as soon as we need it. Let's put in... Wait a minute. How many injured beavers? I've got 200 beavers. We can reclaim a decent bit of this by just removing thorns and then... Wait a minute. These block contamination and irrigate. Okay, well, if this gets contaminated up here, we're already done. It's already over. Let's just remove these. Get a little bit more space to plant stuff. But anyway, I'm planting dandelions over here. And we're going to keep some of the berries, but I'm not going to have them over here. I'll just replant the bushes. We already have tons of berries in storage. I just need to have some dandelions in place for us to have enough for the antidote. And then blueberries over here somewhere. That's 75%. I think this is going to be enough just to have behind here dandelions, behind here berries, and these little patches. That should be okay. And then I think we can move on. We're not going to need a big tank for all of this, but I will because we have a space right here. I will make a little tank for it, and that will be where that goes. This has an output of, I can't remember exactly how much like it'll hold, but it's something, and it's going to help us get there. Okay, so now the very, very, very long-awaited, what in the world else are we going to do to solve our food problems? Yes, aquatic crops are going to be the next thing we want to put in. This is a perfect place to grow those. I just have to have a perfect place to put the building, which, as of right now, I kind of don't. So what I think is going to make the most sense is for us to put in a couple of platforms here, and then move this staircase. Maybe not right there. Maybe that's not what I want to do. So I want them to just go straight into... Okay, this is what's going to make sense. Do I have a path around? I do. Okay. Let's do this. Take that out, take that out, take that out. I promise this is going to make sense. Staircase down here, and then the aquatic farmhouse goes, come on, goes here. That's going to give us a pretty nice range for planting some stuff. Obviously it's not perfect, but it'll work. We've got spatterdock, we've got cattail. In my experience, it hasn't really mattered how much of this I plant because I always plant too much. But theoretically, there's some sort of strategy to, you know, maximize your growth space. I don't think it's that serious for what we're doing right now. So I'm just going to kind of separate this spatterdock right here to about, I guess right there is fine. And then I'm going to put alternating rows of stuff in. we'll just do that way. I do think we're going to want more spatterdock long term because there is a recipe for the bots that allows you to turn that into fuel. But it is also entirely possible. You know what? Let's actually make this simple. Just do that. We'll just do that. Folks, streamer blindness is a real thing, and I tend to suffer from it considerably. So just because something is very obvious to you watching these videos does not mean it is also obvious to me while I am actively recording stuff. I do try very hard, and that's why I get really frustrated when things go poorly. But I promise you, we'll get stuff taken care of eventually. I just have to be able to sort my thoughts, pick through comments, and figure out what we can actually reasonably achieve in any given time frame. But this is going to be a big help. Aquatic farmhouse here. Because we already have the power. I will pre-build grist mill right here. We will need 2 of these long term, so let's just get that set up. 1 for wheat flour, 1 for cattail flour. We don't have any storage in this exact area, but I think we can make that happen. Ah, man, I am feeling bad that I couldn't do everything the way I wanted to in this episode, but it is what it is. I'm always very open and honest with you guys about that. Let's get the rest of these things removed, because I want to be able to make as much of this into farmable stuff as I can. Take this back, so on and so forth. I just want this to connect just around the outside here. Come on. There we go. Now this can be removed. And then, actually, no, I need that one for the doorway. That has to go back. But now I've got all this extra space, and I think it's going to make the most sense to plant this immediately as potatoes on this side. We'll do, yeah, we'll just probably just end up doing mostly potatoes. This is actually, no, it's nice to have this here, but this is kind of taking up valuable farmable space. So what I can do instead to kind of make that a less stupid issue. Double platform there, single platform there. Have that go straight across and then take this entire thing away. Actually, for that matter, I should have this taken out here. I haven't even bothered checking to see how bad this looks. Okay, working exactly as intended on day 5. We have not had any of this come back up high enough to be a problem. Yeah, you know what? I think we've effectively solved the problem of the bombs. Obviously, the explosions are going to be huge, but we're not going to get a huge flood from that. The first bad tide, whenever that happens, is probably going to be a much bigger problem. So that feels good. It's very nice to be able to, you know, actually have something go right like that. Okay, sunflower seeds, we still don't really have enough, but I do think potatoes are going to be much more important, so that's what I'm going to plant in this radius here. I know we've still got space over here. They're still working on, you know, chipping away at some of these potatoes. They could probably stand to have a little bit more over here. Pine resin storage. Do I want to have... I don't know that it's going to be a bad idea to put in another little warehouse, or we could get a large warehouse. I have the science, why not? I don't have planks, though. You want to know why I don't have planks? It's because I didn't turn the lumber mill back on. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Don't be like me, folks. You can choose to be... well, maybe you can't choose for your brain to work correctly or not at all. But you can choose to learn from what I'm doing and hopefully make better choices. I do need another one of these going. I do need more gears. I do need these all operating, and I know this is going to be more than 400 HP by the time we're done. We'll get that figured out. We will definitely get that figured out. Just not right now, because now I've realized this episode's over an hour, and that is a problem. Well, you know, it is what it is. We've planted aquatic crops. We've planted more stuff here. We've got some type of food storage set up over here. We planted maple trees. And I've got enough berries where, you know what, I'm not going to feel bad. And I think I can just get rid of every single one of these here. Plant my chestnut trees and move on with my life. And by move on with my life, I mean finish this episode and then get ready for the next one. In however many days that's going to be. But we need to have chestnut trees. Absolutely must have chestnut trees. And the herbalist has to obviously have dandelions and paper, neither of which are available yet. But the building is here. We can pause it so we're not, you know, in trouble with not having enough beavers to do jobs. We have 12 kits. Maybe too many relative to the ratio of total beavers we have, but I think we're going to be fine. I hope this episode is still watchable. I really do. I get so many things in my head that I think, oh, you know, I've really got to do that right now, and then I end up not doing really any of it correctly. Well, that's the authenticity, that's the realism, that's all that other fun stuff. So that's what it is. Are these marked for cutting? No, they are not. They are about to be. So we'll get that taken care of, and you know, I think that's about where we're going to have to leave it for today. Obviously, there's still tons to get done, but we'll get there in time. We've solved the most pressing problem, which was the enormous quantity of backed up bad water. Even if we solved it, quote unquote, in a way that really is not the right way to do that. But we got it done. And sometimes that's just the way things go. I appreciate you guys sticking with the series. New viewers who are not used to how things go here probably are a lot more frustrated than the rest of you. But I don't ever edit these videos down. I don't take stuff out. If I make a mistake, it stays in. That's authenticity, that's honesty, that's integrity, that's what I believe in. Doesn't make great content, sometimes it does. Sometimes it's genuinely funny when a bad thing happens and then I have to figure out how to solve it. But I do recognize that it's frustrating and I appreciate your support anyway. And of course, the people on the screen right now, all these names, the beard boosters who subsidize the madness here, keep the channel sponsor free so I don't have to try and sell you stuff you don't want or you don't need. We can just have fun playing games, and I don't have to worry about the quote-unquote business side of YouTube, and I can afford to keep spending a ton of time doing all this stuff and having a lot of fun, which honestly is the most important thing. Whatever it is you're doing with the rest of your day, stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you back again soon. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.